Hi guys, welcome to Charities Baba USA, your number one channel. I'm here. I have a new topic that I'm going to talk about. But before that, I want to thank everybody who has subscribed to my channel. Guys, you guys are awesome. You guys, sometimes I don't even know what to say, but you guys are awesome. If you're new here, thank you for subscribing. If you have not subscribed, kindly consider subscribing to my channel. This is Charity Nganga, Charity Baba USA. Live here on my studio, and I'm going to talk about the passport. I'm going to talk about the DV 2023, and I'm going to talk about the way forward about this issue. Now, but before I go, I dive into that. I've shared my screen. I'm trying to share my screen here and make it a little bit bigger so that we can go together. But before I talk about that, I want to talk about like coming from Africa and just the way it normally is, because it's good to get in touch with the reality. You find that some people do not have IDs. And I'm not talking about the people who are turning 18 years old. I'm talking about the people who are older. And why that is because now, right now, we are going to election in Kenya, and you find that they have these small places that they have opened up for people to get IDs. And if you go and watch and just look, you would find only 18-year-olds who are there. You'll even find older people who do not have IDs. Why? Because they did not have a chance to go and do it. Some of them did not have money, even for transportation, to go and get the ID. It might be free, of which it is not, but you find that people lack even little money. So if that can happen, what makes you think that someone will have a passport? A passport. And you find that there are other places that is very hard to get a passport. That yes, you will want to get a passport, but you are not gonna get it. Or maybe you have gone, you have paid your money, and it takes forever. You don't know where your passport is and whatever. And the time that maybe you expected that you will get it, it comes when maybe the DV lottery is gone or whatever. So those are some of the hardships that people go through in the third world countries in Africa, and especially if you don't know who, because you find that some places you don't know who. So when this rule was established in 2019, it it was kind of unfair. Although they said that they were establishing the rule for the passport requirement for the DV lottery to prevent fraud. Hmm? But you find that they might have had their own reasons, of which I find it like a way of elimination method, like because affording something like $45 to $60 to go and apply a passport, some people cannot afford that. And it's good to be honest, some people cannot afford that. So when this rule was there was created there, you find that most people who would have wanted to apply for the DV lottery did not apply. They didn't. Why? Because they didn't have a passport. Because that was the first requirement. You remember when they were announcing the DV 2023, the starting of the application, the person who announced said that the first requirement was a passport. So if you didn't have a passport, you were out. You could not do the application. And even after application of the DV lottery, I remember people reaching out to me and they were like, "Oh, we would have applied, but we were not able to this time because we didn't have a passport because the passport came late or whatever." So you find that that is, like it's a hindrance that it's a hurdle that most people were having. But you find that I was reading about this memorandum of opinion. This one is just a paper that has been written by the judge that people can read about, and I'm going to put the link down there so that if you want to read more about it, then you can read about it, because I'm not going to read the whole of it, but I'm just going to tell you an overview of it, because it's there and it's there for people to read, and it is good for people to know this information, because DV 2024 actually is going to be here. And what does it mean for someone who applied for DV 2023? If you took that risk and you do the application without a passport, you find that they are not going to deny you the visa on the grounds that you didn't have a passport, because you find that when the rule has been passed, when something has changed, they never go dwell on the past. It's the future. They go with the future. So you find that you might not be penalized because of that. You may be penalized because of something else, but this time it's not going to be the passport. So you find that there was so these three people from Africa and two people, their siblings here in the US, they went and sued the Department of State. They went and sued. And why they sued them, they said it was unfair. That law was introduced unfairly. And they did not follow the right steps that they were supposed to follow for it to become a law for people and to be using the passport as a requirement for the DV lottery. So let's see. Let me read for you over here. So on June 5, 2019, the State Department promulgated or started. Let me use the word started. It's easier. The passport rule, which requires that individuals who seek to participate in the lottery process possess a valid passport when they register. So that was in June 5, 2019, and it has been like that. And for me, I didn't use a passport, guys, because my DV was 2013, and that requirement was not there. You just went and applied. Actually, even I remember the photos that we gave; they were not like 100% standard. But this time, you have to follow the instructions of the passport photo and all that. I remember the ones that we used. We didn't follow all that. The ones that we really followed the requirements was after we won the lottery. After we got the lottery, we had to get the ones that you guys are getting right now when you're doing the application. So, like things change all the time, and it's good to talk about these changes as they come about. So that one was there. So 4 people decided to go and sue the Department of State because of that, because they felt it was unfair. And with all due respect and whatever, I feel it's unfair for that person who lives in the village, for that person who is out there in Africa. They really want to apply to try the DV lottery, but they cannot because they cannot afford a passport. Because you find that, and and I stand to be corrected on this. You find that if you have someone who is living in the diaspora, you find that the family members are reliant on that person who is in the diaspora. That's what happens. So you find that the people in the diaspora, they always have to send money home regardless of what. It doesn't matter whether you are earning a minimum wage of $80 or you are earning a money whatever you're earning. You find that your family members, they will always rely on you because you might not be rich, but you are higher. You have a higher position, because even when you look at the stock market, the dollar is not like the shilling, the dollar is not like the Ugandan money, the dollar is not like the Tanzanian money. So that we will always be a higher position, and they will always rely on you. So you find that if someone is on this side and maybe you call them, you tell them, oh, I'm trying to apply for the DV lottery. Can you maybe support me to get the passport? Most people are not going to agree, because the DV lottery is a lottery. I normally tell you guys that it's a lottery. So the lottery, that means that it's a 50-50. It's not even a 50-50 chance, guys. It's not because only a small percentage gets the DV lottery. It's 50,000 visas that are going to be issued in the whole world. So you only get a small percentage. That percentage, if maybe I give an example of a ratio, can be a ratio of maybe 2 to 200 or 2 to 300. So that means that most people will apply, but most people are not going to get it. It even happens that you will be selected, but you will not get the visa. You see what I mean? And that's why you find that if you follow up on the Department of State or their news and whatever, you find that sometimes there are even lawsuits whereby people, they won and they were not given visa, so they feel so bad and they go and they sue because they feel that it's their right, that they should have a visa because they won. So all that goes on. But what I'm saying is that to put that requirement that you have to use all that money, someone who lives abroad, they might not see like that's a lot of money because it's different. But someone who is out there in Africa, that's a lot of money that most people are not going to afford. It's good, to be honest. And what I can say is that if at this time I was applying the DV lottery, and that there was that passport requirement, I might not have afforded it, guys. So I feel like this is a good thing. This is a thing that can help someone who is out there who has been wanting to apply for the DV lottery, but they were not able to. Why? Because they didn't have a passport. So so let's see why these people sued that this law was unlawful, or it was not up to standard the way the laws are made, because the APA generally requires substantive rules to be followed through notice and comment rulemaking, so that at least 30 days before the rule is effective date, a notice of proposed rulemaking must be published in the Federal Register. Now, so they put it on the Federal Register for people to read, so that they can know this is what is going on. People can discuss whatever. So that was not done. So they feel that it was not, they did not follow the right step to do that. Yes, it's a rule, and it has been going on since 2019. But they went back and looked: did they follow the right steps? Did they miss this? Did they miss? So they formed a basis of their case, and they went ahead and they sued the Department of State. Of course, the person who was sued, the defendant was like, maybe these people, they didn't have a, they didn't apply a passport because of the diversity visa and all that. All those arguments were coming in, but at the end of the day, you find that they won the day, because if you read, and I'm gonna scroll all the way down, and I'm going to put a link of this document on the first comment, so that if you want to read it, you can read it. It's too long. I know this law stuff, some of them, even if I read the whole thing, yes, myself, I won't even understand some things. So I want to read what is important in this document, because it's a lot. And so I'm going to go all the way to I'm going to read this paragraph, and then I'm going to read the last paragraph. So I'm going to read, let me see. Let me see. Oh, let's see. Guys, bear with me. I want to read for you the best thing, the best paragraph here before before I go back. So what were they arguing? They were saying it's because to end the fraud process. But you find that at the end of the day, how I see the DV lottery, because that was their reason, that it was formed so that people did not attain the visa or whatever in fraudulent manners. But you find that even after you win the DV lottery, even the first notification that you get, they normally tell you being selected is not a guarantee that you will get a visa. Even after you have gotten the visa and you are on their way to come to the US, that green paper tells you getting a visa, it is not a guarantee that you will be granted entry to the US. So there are all those hurdles. And of course, even before you get that visa stamped on your passport, you find that there's so many things that you have to do. You have to do medicals. You have to have the right photos. You have to go for the appointment and answer the questions appropriately. If you didn't have a birth certificate, you have to get all those documents. If you didn't have your certificate, your high school certificate, you have to get all that. So there are so many things that you have to do, and you have to do them according to what they want you to do. And then that is the only time. Even you have even to be subjected to a background check for them to know if you're clean enough for you to get the passport. So you find that after that is only when that you will get the visa. But after all these arguments on that side, on this side, finally, this judge said, I'm going to read this one. Just as a summary, he said, so conclusion, for all these reasons, the court will deny the defendants. The defendants are the people who are saying that it is right for that one to be because of fraud. It will deny defendants' motions to dismiss and grant the plaintiff's motion for summary judgment, vacate the passport rule. A separate order with issue. So vacate the passport rules means that they are not going to apply that rule again. So it's not going to be there. So that means that if you did your DV lottery 2023 and you just, although I don't know if it let you do it because if you didn't put your passport number there, most of the time it was not letting you to go to the next page. It wouldn't. But maybe you selected option 2 or option 3, whereby you said that maybe you were not born anywhere, so you are stateless, or maybe you got a waiver from the Secretary of State. If you selected all those ones, then you can argue, but you find that when you go for your interview, the consular is not gonna tell you that you didn't have a passport, so you're not gonna be given the visa. So that's a good thing for everybody. That's a good thing even for the people who are going to apply for DV Lottery 2024, because even if people go and appeal, even if they go and appeal for the law or whatever, you find that the DV 2023 people, they are good. They're good. And of course, it takes time for these cases for judgment to pass. So you find that even the DV 2024, they might be on whatever, on the safe side. Most people can apply. They can do the application if someone decides to go and appeal the case, of which I think with all with all fairness, because it's good to be fair, it's just a lottery. It's not that you're coming without a filter. There's that filter that you have to win the DV lottery. So spending money before, it doesn't make sense. And you find that even the other lotteries, even when you talk about the other lotteries, if you go to do like a lottery for money, and maybe you won like $1 million or whatever, you won't put a lot of money in there. Maybe you put in like $10 or $5, like very little money. It's very little. So you find that it's a good thing for everybody. It's a good thing to be shared. It's a good thing even to share with your parents, with your brothers, with your sisters, even with the youth, because I always feel bad about the youth. Because you find that, and I talk about this like with all honesty, because my son is 20 years old and he had friends in Kenya before we left here. And I always hear feedback that even though some of the kids that they went to high school with, and some of them, they don't even have jobs. They don't have anything. Maybe their parents did not even afford money to take them to college or whatever. But because you have that requirement, you have gone to high school, you qualify to apply for the DV lottery, and you never know, guys. You never know. So keep on trying. All I can do is to wish you the best. That's a good thing. It's a light on the tunnel that everybody can do the application. And the only thing that requirement that you have to have a high school certificate, that one still stands. And maybe if you don't have a high school certificate, of course you have to have a job that meets their requirements and all that, but that one will come after you have won the DV lottery. So if it goes like that, it's gonna be good. And I wish you all the best, guys. That's all that I can. So that's all that I had for today. I hope that this video is gonna help you, and I am going to leave a link for that document. It's a very big one. When people go to court, there's so much paperwork that is compiled to see what was the argument between both sides. All that is there. If you want to read it into its entirety, you can read and see what the argument the other side was having, what the argument these people, these three African and their kin, their relatives had. And then you get, when you read, you get more information, and you get when you read, information is the key, and that's what I always say. Information is the key. So go read this document to its entirety. This is just a summary that I have given you. This document, it's there. If you click on the link, and it's gonna be on my first comment, you go and look at it. So guys, keep it charities, Babu USA. And until next time, thank you and God bless you.